It's just down to timings here. We'll see as it does go in, but again, very different. I want to see what Mooney does on his offlane AM. It's always interesting when you get that out. It's always a bit funny, but no, AM is a fine here from the offlane, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It should be a pretty interesting match as they are going to run right into each other here for game number 1. Team Aster prepping for maybe a level 1 team fighters. Both teams will give the good luck and have fun. It's patience here from Entity. Fishman will run to the low ground. Team Aster, they don't seem to necessarily... Ooh, never mind. They turn around. They do have the ward vision here on Fishman.
30 seconds to battle.
Fishman obviously very confident with that level 1 decay to go for this big fight with his team. Kind of the undying dream is a full team running into him at level 1. Instead, though, they are going to separate. Entity's starting to move up towards the top side of the map. So can secure the other bounty runes if Team Aster are insistent on the bottom ones.
The battle begins.
So it seems like they might just get away with 3 here, Team Entity, and they will. Team Aster only managing to snipe 1 bounty. However, Fishman going to be slowed up here by the sticky bomb of Siamese Cat, and Baboka will chase him down a little bit longer. But ultimately, Fishman going to prove to be just fine.
Yeah, not going to feel too bad about losing a little bit of HP. Should regen just fine anyway. Taking a look at that mid lane to break out first. Stormer on the Queen of Pain up against Sumail on the Void Spirit. And this should be a pretty good lane for the Quap. Void Spirit can still kind of dance around, play, and get some good right clicks off, especially if you land the Aether Remnant, but it's consistent for Stormer. You pop the Scream of Pain, the Resonant Pulse isn't going to block off that damage, you get the Shadow Strike up. Sumail can try to dodge if he opts for a Dissimulate point, but you don't tend to want to do that in the laning phase for a Void Spirit. So, in terms of just winning out the lane, again, Stormer should have an easier time here.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the side lanes, bottom lane, Fishman, and, of course, Watson going to be up against Baboka and XXS. The offlane AM and pos for Enchantress, not something I thought I'd be saying today, but that is the laning stage here of the offlane of Team Aster. And you know what? This offlane is kind of dominant. Like, even against the Undying, Fishman can't really approach XXS without losing a bunch of mana. So preferably he'll stay onto Baboka and just keep trying to be as annoying as possible to the Enchantress. But overall, this AM Ench offlane might actually prove to be very, very strong.
Yeah, I don't think it's something that you can really deal with here on Entity for quite a while, until you start to feel a little bit more secure with Watson, say with the attribute shift, when you can take more risks. Until then, you should be free to just farm on XXS. Hit that Vanguard timing, start to become really durable, and start to look for a threat down the line as you approach, say, level 5. That's when the aim starts to really feel unmovable in that lane. So we shall see. Not having the best of times here for Fishman.
Toby gonna cop the blast off here. Sticky bomb did land as well, and he does have no way out. Monet able to secure first blood, and it seems like Siamese Cat even able to find the courier of Toby, so no bracer for him. That's a pretty rough start for the offlane of Entity.
That's not a good feeling. With Bracer gone, your right click harass isn't going to feel as amazing. Without that quick stat item up, so you're always going to feel a little bit better. Your durability is a little bit lower as well. And it's just laning into techies. You know, you get sticky bombed up. Every time Kataomi wants to come in to try to make a play, he just loses so much HP. Like, he doesn't have the best armor. The right clicks of a techie's not to be underestimated. You can't shove out the techies easily. I think that's the biggest issue here. Toby can always stay steady in lane with Windrun up now, but you can't really make big plays. You always run the risk of dying if you overcommit with that clockwork.
You have to be careful for this level, or rather minute 3 Lotus Pool timing as well, because the blast off is back up, and Monet, I think, is more than happy to fight here if they are going to go for this. Seems like Kataomi will get away with it though. Siamese Cat not bothering to try and set up for a blast off. We'll wait later on. So far, all lanes are going pretty decently here for Team Aster. Because I think they're winning out all lanes as we speak, just based off the CS board. Storm is the only one having a decent time in the mid lane on the Queen of Pain.
And
Watson having trouble approaching a creep wave here, John, as the Morph, because Baboka's just doing so much work, just forcing him back. He can't get too close to XXS because he doesn't want to risk losing all his mana. Tombstone down at bot lane is going to be taken care of here by Baboka. So Fishman will be forced to deny that tombstone off.
You'll not thrive.
Had to drop it though, because XXS did move in aggressively onto Watson and just needed the defensive capability of the tombstone to not allow them to go too much further.
Yeah, they just needed the area denial. They got a bottled rune denial as well. Picho, Siamese Cat just taking away the water rune, so no refill here for Stormer. That should help Sumail equalize the lane a little bit more. Out of mana on a Quap, so he shouldn't be able to apply that consistent harass onto Sumail, who does need to catch up a little bit here.
Kataomi. And Siamese Cat on the techies. Problem is with the techies against Clockwork is there's not much you can do if you do cop the battery assault. No way to get out of it, so he is just going to go down. Nice little pick off here from Kataomi. Again, for Siamese Cat, if you do get trapped in the cogs or you just get the battery assault placed on you, it's pretty tough to get away.
Yeah, you don't want to be isolated there as the techies. You kind of just want to stick to your lane. Again, he did rotate towards mid to deny after rune, so I think overall you're still happy about that. Like, yeah, dying solo is not the best, but you're making mid a little bit harder for Stormer to find a full advantage on. Again, just no bottle refill has allowed Sumail to equalize in terms of CS and in terms of EXP as well. Just 6 timing still going to line up. Just off the back of that, you make a sacrifice, it's worthwhile.
Mane's having such a good time on this this PL. 29-4, no contest here at the top lane.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Mid lane Sumail's been left alone. It's like Stormer was forced to go back towards the fountain for the reset. Might look for a rotation though, considering how badly the side lanes are going right now for Team Entity. But instead he will go back into the mid lane. Still not at level 6, so doesn't really feel the need to rotate. As Toby top lane again going to find himself in danger. Meanwhile, Fishman does go down to Baboka at bottom lane. So again, both side lanes, just all the kills going in the way of Team Aster. Fishman and Toby both dropping. And there is no form of punishment towards Aster.
No. They just can't quite do that just yet. They need some levels to be up to really start to feel better here. And that chase down from Baboka was solo. Just the Alpha Wolf getting one lucky crit was more than enough.
Sonic Wave, mid lane, Sumail, who astral step, avoiding the Cogs pushback. Nice attempt from Entity. But Sumail, he was already ready for it. They will still hang around here with 2 supports in the mid lane, but fat chance of actually killing off the Void Spirit now.
Yeah. I mean, he's fine. He might make a play.
Jump in again. Stormer this time has the blink though, so he's going to be just fine to blink out. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Baboka being chased here by Fishman, but Fishman might be the one actually being chased now by Team Aster. So the blast off is going to land from Siamese Cat. Fishman still trying to decay his way to survival, but Baboka just doing so much damage. That tombstone, however, getting close to taking both out. But they are alright. They will survive.
So on the edge just a little bit, but level 2 tombstone not quite enough, although it does take quite a few attacks, but he had enough on Aster to get that done. And
Watson. XXS not going to keep going. Watson is okay. And Kataomi now, he's trying to chase somebody down, hoping for an easy pick off, but Baboka has TP'd out. We'll go back to the fountain for a reset. And so 1 for 4 now in the favor of Team Aster. Entity have a lot of catching up to do. At the very least, they'd love to slow the pacing of Team Aster down because they have not stopped ever since they got started.
No, they've just been on the offensive. Their positioning on the supports have been on point. Siamese Cat and Baboka just working out the lanes really well. You've got a lot of room now for Monet to just solo farm top. Just digging into the jungle, no punishment for him. 8-minute rune coming up.
Team Aster moving in. Stormer gonna avoid the sticky bomb at the least. Will survive. Now Kataomi gonna move in. Sumail does not have any astral step charges. Big sonic wave onto Sumail to ensure that the Quap was not gonna go down because he got very, very low. He will survive. As in comes Baboka now, moving in onto Fishman. Fishman being stunned up here by the Centaur. But Kataomi gonna zone them out in the Clockwork, ensure that they cannot get close. The gap they needed to try and find the Quap anyway was long gone. Is that Baboka in trouble? Will try and take down Fishman with him, but Fishman is fine. Baboka the one in trouble, and Kataomi will be the one to take the kill on the clockwork.
Yeah, nice punishment on mid, and allowing Stormer to escape there with his life, and punishing Sumail for looking to get aggressive on the re-engage, not being able to block any of that damage off of the Resonant Pulse, again being a massive issue for the Void Spirit in that mid matchup. Does manage to equalize a little bit. Stormer is still struggling, to be fair. He needs a little bit more of that, and could be in danger if he comps too much damage from Sumail, but with the blink ready, at the very least, pinning him down again, not the easiest thing for Aster. 3-4, 1k lead for Aster still, but it's a rather even start. Monet is running away with the game, but Toby in a free lane is also starting to build up here. You're just not popping off as fast as you'd want on either mid, although emphasis on mid once more.
Stormer being jumped mid lane, still going to be fine. Meanwhile, towards the right side, Baboka in a bit of danger, but XXS will be there to try and tank some of the battery assault damage. Most of it's still going to Baboka, but it seems like Baboka should be okay. In the meantime, Siamese Cat dropping. Kataomi will go down.
Consider
1 for 1, as XXS is not done yet. The chase is on to Fishman. Mana Void is available, but Fishman not losing enough mana yet, so instead they'll move on to Stormer. A much bigger kill here for Team Aster.
Radiant's middle tower is
That
under
makes the
attack.
team fight all the more worth it.
They just flip that Quap coming in with that Aether Remnant. Just, again, the mana bomb waiting for XXS to set off. Find themselves a nice kill. Bottle refill for Sumail twice over with the respawn and illusions, and he can go again if he wants.
Yeah, Fishman, he was trying to just pop the tombstone while he could. Will still do so, but Sumail is going to be able to secure the kill. And the retreat out, though Stormer going to jump in with a Sonic Wave, juked out by Sumail. Oh, not quick enough from Stormer.
It's a missed kill opportunity. Sumail's going to be feeling very pleased with himself. Long cooldown for Stormer to commit. And that will provide openings for him to, again, get aggressive on that mid lane. Fully healed up with a bottle.
Are fortified.
Has a tornado creep here as well if they want to make a play. Yeah.
Actually, the Hurricane kind of messed him up a little bit there. Baboka. Doesn't matter. Still just being as annoying as possible here to Stormer. And well, the Wild Wing Ripper is doing a lot of damage because it is a level 3 enchant. So plus 53 damage here for the Wild Wing Ripper. So he will eventually go down. That's only because Baboka ends up
Radiant's
enchanting
middle
another.
tower is under attack.
Now looking to see if they can snipe the Queen of Pain once again. So you do have 2 Astral Step charges available on Sumail. Stormer realizing that Baboka might just be around, does sit back. But I do love this play from the end, right? Like, in fact, hold that thought, because now Stormer going to be in danger again, but Kataomi will show up along with Fishman
Under attack.
to ensure he's going to be fine. Though Monet shows up now on the PL. Moving in, XXS, he's onto Stormer looking for a Mana Void, but can't find one. Monet now on a killing spree taking down Fishman, and they're onto the mid-tier 1 tower.
I love that read. Monet, just with the defusal already, knows he can do some damage on that mid aggression.
Radiant
And it's just ready
structures
to
are
kind of show up. It's going to take that tier 1 mid, go back to farming, work his way towards the Manta. A great understanding of the aggression here from the side of Team Aster. We've seen them do this before. When they can kind of show up and help Sumail on mid, they will. With every hero that possibly can rotate in. And it pays off this time. 4-8, tower advantage coming out for Aster. A 3k lead set up for themselves here as well. Stormer has not had a game.
Bottom lane, Baboka. He's going to get caught here by Kataomi, so that's going to be a nice easy pick-off for Toby. 4k advantage still stands for Team Aster. Judging by how farmed the PL is right now, it's not going to be a very easy game for Entity. Team Aster now looking towards the top tier 1 tower here with XXS. Gonna have a pretty easy time taking it by the looks of it. Forcing Entity to try and rotate up top to try and defend. That's what the game feels like right now for Entity, right? Like, it just feels like they're being run around quite a lot. As a unit, just trying to protect so many objectives at once. And sadly, it's using a lot of time up, but at least they can take these stacks together. Entity will just go ahead and take it with Stormer. Of course, trying to make sure that's done before Aster realize there are stacks here to be taken.
Yeah, and that should help Stormer catch up. Again, if you looked at the farm, for a while Baboka was above Stormer's farm as a support bench. Things definitely not feeling too good for Storm in this game, but some catch-up gold for him to find. And again, you're getting some room out here for the entity cores to farm up. Toby's been left alone. So has Watson. Just left to farm up in that jungle. Again, the pacing's a little bit slower, but if they do ignore the Morphling for a prolonged amount of time, it can be an issue here for the side of Aster. You would want to see them start to take away some jungle space away from that pause one here of entity. They will at least seek to shove in the lanes, at least down bot, and constantly pressure mid, where
XXS again jumping in.
Dire's top tower
This post 3 AM is just so aggressive here, John. Always looking for Stormer. And the thing is, the Quap, like, you look at Stormer's farm, he's got nothing.
Dire's top tower
Nothing to speak of. The XXS can just happily jump on the Quap, knowing there's just no way to defend apart from blinking away. And if he gets enough mana down, it's just a surefire kill with the Mana Void.
yeah, again, not been an easy game for Stormer, being behind Boka for some part of the laning phase. They are, again, getting some room out, although the techies' minds makes going through gate a little bit painful, but they will go through, and that is scouted out by virtue of the mines. Can't be thinking of Roche. It's a bit early for Entity, but they are thinking of a smoke here.
I mean, they've got to help out this mid lane somehow. The team Aster, they're going to smoke up themselves. Entity, they are running the supports into mid, and I say supports, I do mean Toby and Fishman, who is a position 3 right now, but they've caught out that position 3. Fishman and Toby in huge trouble rather, but a nice hook shot in to try and save the day. Kataomi may have just done it, as they have got Siamese Cat. Samel waiting for another charge of the Astral Step, does have it, will walk away, but the neutral creeps. The neutrals get involved. They'll take the Emperor down. Monet now in huge danger. Watson gets him. It's the Mana Void not going to come out from XXS. Cancelled mid-animation. He'll be forced to blink away, but Entity will surround, and suddenly a triple kill for Watson.
Yeah, it's dicey for Master. I get what they want to do. You know, they want to back up Sumail whenever he makes these plays, but even dragging Monet into his that's a massive loss for Aster. Entity, again, they've ignored the side of Watson for so long that he just comes in and does the damage, and they just haven't put pressure onto that Morphling. Watson gets so much off the back of that. #1 in net worth now. Even the neutrals going against their favorite hero. Though they might at least find a little bit of a consolation prize in Fishman. Not the biggest kill. Yeah.
You got there in the end.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, I do not speak English too well. You want me to speak with the accent? Mike? I can do that for the entire cast.
Don't do that, John.
So now in the mid, you know, they're trying to push in with the Void Spirit. And right now, you know, Emperor Sumail, right? Like he's finding the farm, but the neutrals sometimes they catch him out.
Kataomi, top lane, he's in trouble. It's XXS. I mean, he has the Mana Void, not gonna bother. The Clockwork mana pool too low to really secure a kill that way.
Yes, he might have the Mana Void, but that will not fill the void in his heart.
Hurricane Pike to the low ground. He's still gonna drop though. Oh, John.
You know it's true, Mike. If there is such a void for XXS,
I'm surprised you and I have made it this far at this stage, Jonathan, with your antics.
I haven't tried hard enough to get us out, Mike. Not quite yet.
No, you haven't.
Not quite yet. Aster, they're trying hard as well. 9-9, less than 1k lead coming out from Entity. Big issue for Aster is how long they've left Watson alone. Your Morphling is rushing into the Ags now. Not too far away from that timing, and well, with the Ags on hand, if he turns into the PL, Mikey, he's a better PL. Because guess what? He's going to have the Spirit Land spam as well. So you don't have to deal with that.
Fishman. Looking like a very bad Undying right now, John. He is dead, which is generally not what you want to do as an Undying. Well, actually, you kind of do sometimes. He will go down to Siamese Cat as mid lane. Jump is there. Watson completely out of mana, but they have no stun. So he will just TP out for free.
This is a weakness of Aster's draft. We talked about just no stunts on hand. They have to rely on a neutral creep or the Mana Void or the Remnant or Blast Off, and just none of that being there in that little pick-off opportunity mid. You have to put a lid on that Morphling. You need your stunts on hand. They'll at least get some space on the bot tier 2 to shove in. Should be a nice objective they want to fully commit, but they've got the creep armor. There you go. You've got the Dark World Summoner as well, so it shouldn't take too long here.
bottom tier 2 tower. Slowly being sieged here by Team Aster. XXS going to join in with the double damage. That'll speed things up a little bit. In fact, a hell of a lot. Got the good old Skelly boys here with the Dark Troll Summoner. And Entity, they won't really have a response for this. They're just going to let it go down, buying Watson as much time as possible, and he does almost have the axe up now. So, like you said, the better PL is on the way very, very soon here from Watson. I suppose once the axe is up, maybe you start to group up as a unit and go together. In fact, never mind that, because Roshan's available. So they are going to group up, but they aren't looking for a fight. They are looking for Roshan.
This is not the quickest Roshan in the world. I don't think you have that much damage on Toby, but they'll still be able to melt through it quite fast. Damage is coming through. It's gate usage here, though, spotted by the ward.
It is spotted. The others will use the outpost just to make sure they don't all get caught out at once. Team Aster not looking to let this Roshan go the way for free of Team Entity. Is Siamese Cat already caught on the tech? He's may just go down, though. He's surviving a little bit longer, trying to get the blast off, but does make it. He's out for now. Katahomi, the one to fall. It's Team Aster off to a good start. We'll move on to Fishman. The Undying now gone.
Now they get to take Rosh. Down to half, thanks to Entity. Pick up the freebie themselves. Good positioning from Aster. The fact that they managed to save Siamese Cat's life as well. I mean, unfortunately, it is daytime, so Rosh just calls into the office now. Everyone's going to have to take a bit of a road trip down south, but no problems here. That is, there's some vision here. The Entity not going to be able to contest.
Roshan's that annoying person during the road trip, John. They always want to stop. I need to go to the bathroom. I'm hungry.
You reckon? I feel like Roche is just a dude, you know, in a 9 to 5, clocks in exactly at 9 and clocks out exactly at 5. No overtime. Just sticks to the schedule. Clock shifts, yep, I'm out. He's a hard worker, you know?
That's how I tell you're not married, Jonathan. If you were married, I think you'd agree with me more.
What, did he stop? He's not stopping. He's just going through the gate. He sees the clock change. It's like, all right, time to clock in. Clock changes again. All right, time to head home. I don't see any stopping in a road trip. He knocks people away. He doesn't want to be at work anymore.
Remind me, have you had a job apart from casting Dota 2?
Not really, no. I don't know if you could even say this is a job, Mike. So, probably just no.
The thing is as well, nobody clocks out on time anymore, John. You should know that. Katahomi. He's going to drop top lane. Very confused by your analogies, Jonathan, because 2023, nobody clocks out without doing some overtime. I think you're describing how it used to be back in the day.
Mike, you're just describing toxic work culture right there. That should not be the way it is. You know, you have your rights as employees. Clock out when you have to clock out. Well, you're Australian, so your bosses are, well, you know, just like you. What can you do, Mike? You have this culture of wanting... Hey, you're the one who says it's all about winning and stuff. That's a corporate mindset right there, Mike. Not my fault. You're burning yourself in that grave.
Top lane, Team Aster's going to go for a push now. I'll tell you, this is starting to feel like a toxic work environment, John. The top tier 1 tower. That's going to go down. Outpost at least going to be taken here by the side of Team Entity. Excuse me, I did say outpost. I meant tormentor, so they do get the shards up.
It's a rather slow game. Both sides just waiting for their itemization to kick in. At some point, Watson should be fairly comfy at this point, although probably does need that BKB to truly be confident here. Big courier to find. That's the Ags gone for 2 minutes for Stormer. Already having a rough game, not going to get any easier. Still try with a smoke out, though.
Yeah, here we go. Entity. They'll group up as 5. Sumail is around the corner, but they don't have the vision for the Void Spirit right now. They're just full focus at the top lane. What target would they like to start with? Counter smoke now from Team Aster. Smoke broken immediately though, and a nice hookshot going to find both supports into the double sonic wave. Baboka is out for now, but Siamese Cat is down. As it seems like Monet is going to try to get to work, but the morph is there into the pure form now. So Monet maybe looking to back out. Meanwhile, Sumail moving forward does find Stormer. Monet, however, still trying to retreat away from Watson. Is safe for now. So Watson looking for himself another target. Will chase down XXS, drain his mana instead. XXX is fine, however. Fishman now the one in danger. Sumail picks him off, but Sumail needs an escape route, and he won't have one. Sumail is down. is Watson. Now unstoppable on the Morphling. But Monet wants to keep fighting. The Morph is over. Watson's in trouble. Monet surrounding the Morph as the TP away is there. XXX jumping to the high ground, but they have no TP cancellation. Just TP is the mantra of Watson. And Team Aster, I mean, it's not the worst fight. It still is a 2 for 2. Pretty even fight, in fact. But a lot more gold going the way of Team Entity, as they are just behind at the moment.
Yeah. And they just bounce back a little bit more. Sure, you lose Stormer, but again, you find a punishment onto Sumail. You're seeing the effect of Watson just turning into the PL with the Ags. It does not feel fun for Monet. Losing that attack speed, losing those stats, definitely hurts the PL by quite a huge amount. And the side of Aster, they need a lot more control. They are going for the Basher now in XXS into the Abyssal. That's one solution to kind of come in here. Should simplify these engagements once they have some of that answers up. For the side of Aster, I mean, Age is still running for about less than a minute, so you can get away with some cheeky plays here if you want to.
Stormstorm are going to be okay to back away from Monet. T2 mid tower though, cannot back. It has to stand its ground. Your T2 tower going down as well as Team Aster is continuing to take as many objectives as they possibly can. It's not down yet, but there you go. Eventually, it is gone.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
5k advantage now the way of Aster. Still holding on to the Aegis, of course, here for Monet. Though it is going to expire in 15.
Radiant
Again, just poking and prodding for both sides. No massive committal outside of some smoke plays here. The one annoying thing about morphling into PL is that I believe PL, if he morphs into you even from an illusion, you will lose your stats. So if you illusion spam, morphling will always have a good time here, no matter what.
Big rotation, big smoke here from Team Aster. Top lane. Toby's going to avoid the smoke nicely. Team Aster, I mean, obviously would rather have it Aegis up again if they do want to move in. Buy a bit more time for Monet to have the full Manta up as well. And they might just, it might literally just be a matter of waiting for Roshan now. I don't think Entity will mind that too much because it gives them more time to get their own farm up on Watson and Stormstormer.
Just get to try to keep scaling. Very conservative game. With so much on the line, I can't really fault Aster. And Entity just wants to kind of catch up. See if they find something with his chase down here.
Yeah, bottom lane.
Ew. Alright. Back to it. Back to the grind. See it, the good old 9 to 5 farm grind in Dota 2, Mike.
Oh.
When Roshan comes back up, he'll be clocking in and out of his different homes, the office and the home.
Stop saying that. He's not clocking in and out, Jonathan. Right?
What's he doing then? Why is he traveling? What's he doing? Why does he change during day and night? What's up?
Well, why do people travel, Jonathan? It's okay. He can go to a different
The
house.
exact same setting. Oh, that's fair. Well, let's see, Roshan is part of the elite. 2 homes? On such a limited map space? What is this guy?
You're after everyone today, John. Nobody's safe from you.
No, nobody's
That's me.
safe. If I could toss shade to my boys on Talon, I would, but they're all right. They're all right now. 1-1, but sure, whatever. They're up there. Not straight to the airport. At the very least. And we will, again, just head back to a nice, relaxing farm. Getting that build up. Monet inching towards the heart. That's the point where your PL illusions are going to be pretty nasty to deal with. Then again, you've got Stormstormer with the Ags. I don't know if you can really rely on just the illusion spam with all the magic damage coming through here. Off the wave clear coming out from Entity. So they are just going to be able to clear out the spam. Their map is shrunk though. No outer towers left for Entity. Aster in control of just building up, and they have scalability on Aster to be fair, but you can't count Entity out on that aspect either with a Wind Ranger, Quap, and a Morph. As Entity will smoke out now. Looking for the angle. Might be able to find an isolated Monet, but the mines do give the info for Monet to back off. Playing up against techies, it's never easy to look for those pickoffs with a smoke.
It certainly isn't, John. Not a very fun time, that's for sure. So Entity gonna find out the hard way that this the smoke is not gonna work out in their favor, and Team Aster have already relocated towards the top side of the map. Roshan still 35 seconds away, not too far. They are waiting around the Roshan pit already here, Team Aster. Even mines being placed by the twin gates. I do love the fact, by the way, that you can place four of the proximity mines by the twin gates, so people just explode as soon as they come in. Seems very balanced to me.
Yeah, it's fun. I like fun stuff. That is a Geneva Convention violation, but Techie's in and of itself is a war atrocity, so it is what it is.
It is. Entity are thinking about going through these twin gates, John. They're hanging by. Team Aster, they're TPing down towards the bot lane. Mass TP's incoming. There's your 5-man smoke now, heading directly south. Roshan has respawned up. They are going to see it. Team Entity just waiting by for the Roshan to switch its position. Counter smoke now against Team Aster. Both sides looking to run right into each other. They're going to see the Quap first. Quick blink away from him. Stormstormer is perfectly fine. Roshan is yet to make its appearance, but it's coming. In through the twin gates it comes. Jump in, Samel trying to go right after Watson, but Watson able to waveform away. Both sides still looking for a nice angle into this fight. Watson already going into the morph for the Void Spirit this time around. Wrap around here from Team Aster as well. They're going through the north now, but Entity going to smoke once again. Running into Samel. They've got the Aether Remnant to lock him down. Sonic Wave out as well, but it's not going to be enough. Samel moving back in does find Fishman. The Undying is down, but he does have buyback. Meanwhile, Monet has also dropped. That's the bigger deal. Baboka now completely surrounded. It's a bit of a slower process though, as Samel's going to jump back in. There's a buyback from Fishman. They're going to try and fight without their PL here. Watson's down. Watson is down, but a great shackles from Toby. Holding down a couple. Is it enough? Samel is still going. The Emperor trying to do it himself, but the triple kill was there before he does drop. The Stormstormer will pick up the double. Onto Siamese Cat, they'll find another. But Roshan is the way of Entity.
They've got the opening. They got the big kills. The Void Spirit form here for Watson doing a lot of work. Like all of those stats from Universal Hero, man. So much HP and damage coming out from Watson in that form. It does cost him a couple of buybacks here in Entity, but Roshan is a massive objective to take. Aegis Cheese on hand for them, and Aster falling a little bit flat, losing Monet way too early on, just not feeling durable on that PL with all of the wave clear you have. And the Ags upgraded Shadow Strike, the Scream of Pain spam coming through. Not a simple game for the PL to just be durable up front with the Illusion spam. And Entity again managing to reel in that fight their way, making Aster struggle. 17.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out of mana here, John. Karaomi's going to jump in and try and help out. XXS knows he's got no mana to try and blink. But Toby is around the corner. Monet is thinking about coming through the twin gates, but decides better of it for now. In fact, XXS now jumping onto Kataomi, getting the bash he was looking for, so no twin gates usage for him. They'll at least find a clockwork for their trouble.
They find a little bit of something. That is a dieback on your support. So you stall him out in the next fight at the least, but not too long for respawn anyway. Aster, I don't think they find anything. I don't think they find too much for that kill. Full heart up and running for Monet. So a little bit more durable. Whether or not that's enough to withstand the output of Stormstormer and his spam is another question. I'm just not sure if that's quite enough, although should make it a little bit more annoying for the Quap to deal with those illusions now. And Aster, despite losing Aegis, they still have 11k of an advantage here, just doing quite well on Sumail and on Monet now. Just need to translate that into a high ground push somehow. Need more pickoffs. If they can isolate Watson, he did not pick up Aegis as they took that fight while he was still respawning. And that could be the big kill that opens up this game for them.
Could be. Tormentor to be taken here by Entity. Fishman almost dying to that, but he's going to be fine. Fishman will get the Axe Shard now, so he does get the grab for the Tombstone. Team Aster still 10k ahead. I mean, you could wait another 3 minutes if you really are worried about the Aegis of the Quap, but I don't know if Aster quite are. It's really the Morph that's causing them the biggest headache. And you can see by the win probability that Aster may not be needing to be afraid of the Aegis that Entity do have. They'll hold on to the Radiant Triangle high ground for now. Thing is with Entity, they can't move anywhere without Minds giving sound cues to Team Aster of exactly where they are, and Team Aster just run right towards them. Stormer, he'll be the first one to jump in. BKB is there just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, Samel moving in onto Fishman, looking for the Undying. We'll have him as Watson. He's getting very low. The Sonic Wave to try and help Watson out, but Watson's completely out of mana. He's trying to run with the BKB and will barely make it out. But Toby is not looking too good himself. Toby, he'll eat the cheese, he'll wind run, he'll buy himself a little bit more time, but Toby is down. Aster, they are onto the high ground.
That's the opening they need. No, Morph is down for a few more seconds here, half a minute, more than enough time to rip into the objectives. The Fortify will stall out for a moment, but they also fortify their creep wave here on Aster to ensure that the push goes through. And just goes through so fast. And with the tier 3 gone, your defense on Entity is a lot harder to pull off. You could lose multiple racks here. You could end up losing bot as Monet is heading down there.
Bottom tier 3 tower going to be focused down. Team Aster looking for a little bit more. Watson will be in the Shadow Blade looking for some kind of initiation to protect this bottom racks. Stormer moving his way up from the back. Hookshot though, way off the mark here from our Clockworks. Akata He's going to find another way to try and get a cogs off. He has found two in the back. It is complete chaos here down to the bot lane as they've already lost Siamese Cat. Baboka in trouble too. Monet meanwhile cannot deal with Toby. Toby just doing too much damage is going to take him out. And Team Aster suddenly losing 3 as Samel is still going. He's found a double kill on the Void Spirit, but the chase is on with the Clapnir. Samel, what can he do in this situation? It doesn't seem like much. He'll astral step towards the north, but the chase is still ongoing as he will dissimulate on the spot. Nullify back towards Toby. Samel, Manta is there. Astral step in 1 second, but he doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the time, and Toby still survives the success. Oh, he gets Watson. Even finding the Aegis of Stormer. The Quap trying to get away. XXS still trying to keep going, but we'll have to leave them be with the BKB up. What a chaotic team fight.
No, that was just so cheeky of Sumail. You know, just getting to dissimulate right in the center point, expecting them to commit harder for the chase out. Not quite. Gets caught out in the end, but that sets up for that kill onto Watson. So even with these losses for Aster, you know, you come out on top with a Rapix take. They can't quite take much of the map here on NTT without their Morphling. So you find a big kill to stall the game out, to just get these respawns going on Aster. You take care of the Aegis on Stormer, which, to be fair, was set to fall anyway. If you waited maybe a little bit longer here for XXS, you might have been able to find both kills. As we take a look at that fight again. Very cheeky of Sumail, but there's the bomb off the back of that cheeky play from Sumail.
Bottom lane, Toby. Not going to go for that creep wave. Does the side better of it. Team Entity just staying around that Radiant Triangle for now. Saw Monet last team fight and is struggling with the focus fire damage that Toby is providing, assuming he can get the focus fire on the right target as Watson.
Got abyssal.
Oh. Well, that's a problem. The Morphling's down for 68 seconds without buyback, or rather with buyback, but he doesn't want to commit the buyback.
That's a big opening. Aster punishing quite nicely from the fog. Getting the damage out, but again, the Morphling, a very good foil to the Morph here.
A jump in immediately from Samel. Fishman going to be targeted, though he does get within the Tombstone, and now a big Sonic Wave has taken down Samel. Fishman surviving throughout all of this. It's Team Aster looking for the retreat. Watson has brought back, so they want as much as they humanly can get. As Aether Remnant completely whiffing from Watson. So Baboka not getting caught by that is fine to TP out. It happens, John. Sometimes the vector targeting, you know, you mess it up a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't quite line up. Just look at the damage of Watson when he is in the void form, though. And with a stat stolen, it's like 297 plus 117 damage.
Lovely.
It was so much HP. I believe I saw him go up to 1.8, maybe 2k. Like, turning into the Void Spirit is massive. You cannot ignore Watson when he does turn into a universal type. And again, the PL is probably the better form for spamming the Spirit Lances, but overall, to become a better Morphling, it's just Void Spirit all the way. You know, it's not like Sumail can really stop that. I don't see him going for Lincolns anytime soon here. 39 minutes in, 19k lead for Aster, 2 racks up, but Entity pushing back, finding some key pickoffs. Roshan, let's see that respawn in around 20 seconds. Chances are it will head top, unless it's like an instant spawn here. Aster.
Stormer. Oh, this will lay down immediately. He's very low on mana, and now a big blast off from Siamese Cat. But the grab again from Fishman has allowed the Quap to survive a little bit longer. He's just standing in the tombstone. He'll get out eventually. Buyback is there from Siamese. It's XXS still on Kataomi, looking for the clockwork. Does get him. He does have buyback available.
That's a really fast Roche respawn.
I'll tell you, Fishman's doing so much work with his tombstone shards. He's constantly saving somebody before they get bursted.
Yes. The save is big, but it's not enough to save this Roshan for them. Does fall very fast. Free Ags upgrade here as well. Wondering who they hand it over to. And when he already has his, you could maybe make an argument for XXS. Nah, Sumail picks it up. Wants a double Resonant Pulse. Wants to silence. Can't fault him. Only 1 racks left for Aster to take, and they'll all ride through that Twin Gate. It's a dangerous spot for Entity. Have to be on point here for Stormer and Watson. They can't afford to just be picked off one by one like this.
Stormer, speaking of the devil, gonna barely avoid XXS. Things coming out towards the left side of the map. Entity, they are hanging around in the smoke behind Stormer. Jeez, the side device now up on Baboka could make life very hard for Entity. The jump is there. Stormer immediately out with the BKB to avoid the 8th remnant of Sumail, who continues to try and go, but no, he'll step away. Aster, just 1 lane of barracks left for them to secure Megas. They are moving in with a 24k advantage as XXS, no fear in the world, jumping onto the Undying, looking to take him down, and Fishman is gone. He is going to buy back immediately. It's a Sonic Wave, not really landing on too much. Sumail being an absolute menace here on the Void Spirit. Will retreat.
Radiant's top tower.
Team Aster back it onto the tier 3 top. Wait need to hold down Monet. Monet's still fine, is now the Nullifier, getting the Wind Ranger, so Toby's gone. No buyback on him. Stormer now in the middle of nowhere is going to be surrounded, silenced up, in huge trouble, needs a blink away but cannot get it. Sumail continues, the Emperor's not done. But Entity is. GG is called. Game 1 will go the way of Team Aster. And what a convincing show here from Team Aster, John. I feel like at one stage it was like a decent fight for Team Entity, but Aster in the end just proving to be pretty damn solid in this matchup.